unedited.
All right, people, y'all know what time it is.
You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited.
This is where we tell the truth and what?
Tell the truth and
And
shame the devil.
all right, come on in, people. Come on in. Come on. Make sure you leave your boy some stars now. Make sure you leave your boy some stars. Very appreciated. I'm telling you, every little bit helps. Leave your boy some stars. This is live, uncut, unedited. Make sure you share the video on your page, if you may, and I think you should. No one shared it yet. Come on, people, share the video. We got to get it going, people. Live uncut. We're going to have a hot topic tonight. Somebody going to be fussing mad or they're going to be cussing mad. One of the two. Fussing and cussing mad. This live, uncut, unedited, people. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. All right, come on in, come on in, come on in. We're going to get to start acknowledging some people in a minute shortly. I love being black. I love black people. I tell you, we got to do what we got to do. We got to do what we got to do. I'm live, uncut, unedited. We got a great topic tonight. Great topic. I know kids are downtown. I already got the call. I already know that. I'm very aware of that earlier. Yeah, but I want to do my show tonight. They were down there. Somebody seen them going across the Roosevelt Bridge. Got a call, about 100 children. Police on them, though. They trending tonight. The young ones, they trending tonight. But I got to do what I got to do. I got to stay down on the ground and get my reports out. This is live, uncut, unedited. Hey, Ms. Clark, real topic tonight. Y'all know what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about y'all parents. I'm talking about y'all, us parents. Are we afraid? Yeah. Yeah. Are we afraid? And when we use that word afraid, it could be more than one way. Just make sure I'm putting it in the video so we can get it and share it. I'm telling you, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you. I appreciate every last one of you guys for tuning in. This is definitely live, uncut, unedited. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. Y'all come on in, come on in. We got a great subject tonight. Somebody gonna be mad. Somebody gonna be mad at me tonight. Oh Lord, somebody gonna be cussing mad tonight. Let me go through some of these names. Somebody gonna be cussing mad at me tonight. All right, if you're not following me on YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube, Martin G. Johnson, One Faith, One Fold. And I want to appreciate my YouTube family for coming in faithfully. I'm trying to feed you guys. I'm trying to be equal just as much as I put on Facebook. I'm trying to put on YouTube and Instagram. So you know I'm a Facebook man. That's me. That's me. So all right, go tag somebody. All right, Leslie Woods. What's up, Leslie? I see you there. Left some last night. Okay. Right on, Martin J. Maul Harris. What's going on? Keena Nicole. You know I love that name. Nathan LaFair. What's going on? Nathan one told me to talk about this. Donna Bridges. What's up, Donna? What's going on? What's going on? Sharice Wright. What's up? Raven Harris. All right. Billy Kenslow. That's right. Stephen Green. I know they down there, brother. I know. Cassandra Clark. What's up? What's going on? Donna Bridges. All right. Miss Lanisha Pendleton. All right. How you doing? Kanika, what's up? Kanika Robinson. So good to see you. I seen you the other day. I didn't get a chance to shout you out on here. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. Appreciate you. Nisha Thomas Taylor. All right. Come on in. Johnson, Miss Adorable Kendra. All right. All right. Charles Isaac. Eddie Hummer. What's good, brother? Black love, black power to the last all race first. Hey, y'all know what it is. I love being
I
black.
love being black.
Howard Brown, what's up, bro? All right. All right, Miss Williams, I see you. I'm live and well now. Eddie, all right. I see you. I see you. JJ Isha, all right. All right. Hey, beautiful LaShawn, I see you. 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 Beautiful lady there. Beautiful lady. All right. I see you. Demetrius Alexander, I see you. Jazzy Williams. All right, Jazzy. We finna talk now. Yvonne Manley. All right. Sherry, was that Sherry Sutton? All right. Tam, forever. What is that? For Ema. I don't know. I guess I'm pronouncing it right. I Kenny Nicole. I love being black. Robin Freeman. Hey, Miss Freeman. Tanya Long. Oh, y'all on here tonight. Y'all ready to hear some? Y'all trying to start some stuff. Steven, what's up? Steven Darkins. I see you. Shannon Dye. Y'all trying to start some stuff tonight. I already know y'all ain't gonna get me in trouble, but y'all know I got a hard head. A hard head. This is live, uncut, unedited. All right, let's start with some phone calls.
Call in number 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389.
Do you know any parents that are afraid of their children? All right. Do you know any parents that are afraid of their children? Come on. Now, don't get on here calling out names now. I don't want no social media beef on here. Say the crime chase is starting trouble. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah. All right. I-57, my brother. I see. Dionel Hill. All right. What's up, Tiger? Lily, what's going on, Tiger? Miss Alexander, I wouldn't say afraid. Well, call in and tell me about it. Call in. Because some of us, now listen, some of us are afraid of our children, to whoop our children, to discipline our children because of the social work, DCFS, and whatever in your city or state. Some of us are afraid. Let's talk about it. Now, we heard about a 10-year-old had a shootout with the police the other day in Beverly. It was a hostage, well, it wasn't no hostage situation where the SWAT was out there. So, people, this thing getting serious. Somebody said yes because DCFS. Somebody, Leslie Woods, said she said I had my share with challenges in dealing with teens. All right, let's talk about it, people. I have a teenager. 10-year-old. Yeah, a 10-year-old was shooting, I heard. All right. Let's talk about it, people. My phone lines is open. 872.
Call in number 872
what?
299-0808 or 872-297-6389.
Call in. I need some new callers. Chris Moore, what's up, brother? I need some men to call in tonight. Yeah. Sherry Moore, hey, from California. Leslie Wood said, my kids are grown now. Debbie, what's up, Debbie? I'm blessed. I don't have to worry about that. I raised mine to respect everybody. Okay. Somebody said, I can share. You can share. That's cool. All right. Felisa Lewis. All right. Howard Brown, 99.99. That's is pretty sad that 10-year-old that, yeah. All right. Come on, people. Let's talk. Let's talk. I need some new callers tonight. I know some of these parents on here are afraid of their children. Say good luck with that, huh? Okay. I got some parents on here that's not. Yeah. This is I'm telling the truth and shame the devil. Y'all know what I do.
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Now, you could be afraid of your child, whooping your child, disciplining your child because of DCFS. Gonna come and get in your business. That's afraid of. Or you could be afraid of your child. He come in, he do whatever he want. He have a lot of company. He smoke weed in your house. He bring girls and have sex with them. He don't want to clean up. He don't want to take out the garbage. You're a young female. She don't want to clean up. She want to smoke weed. She want to have a company. She want to come in at 1, 2, or 3 o'clock in the morning and dare you to say something to her, and you paying all the bills in there. But you know that's your baby. Or if you don't like what she do, she gonna run away. You're afraid, so you let her get away because you're afraid of her running away. No, kids, they respect adults. What's up, Ken Law? Oh, they respect adults. L.Y. Hill, we can raise our kids to do right, and they still do what they want to do. And that's so true, mother. That's so true. Howard Brown, I told my children how to respect. This is still don't want to respect. I am not afraid of nobody, and I don't mess with this generation. I do not. All right. Now, remember, people, let's talk about Regina. What's up, Regina? Listen. Now, these young folks, they didn't ask to come here. The ones that downtown right now on Canal, fighting, arguing, whatever they're doing, they didn't ask to come here. So we are part of their problem. You said, Martin, well, what do you mean? I go to work every day. I do this. Listen, if we didn't make this place, Chicago, United States, safer for our children, better for our children, shame on us. We point the blame. The woman is blaming the man is blaming the woman, the children are blaming the parents are blaming the children, the police are blaming the parents, the courthouse is blaming the police are blaming the attorney. Oh, it's a blame game, people. All right, I got a caller. All right, my brother, I was talking to you earlier. All right, 6112. Let us have it. Reb the barber.
Hello? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, Martin?
All right, man. Listen.
Hey, I'm gonna start off like this, and I don't know if you had the opportunity to meet my 16-year-old son. He like probably about a whole 1.5 feet taller than me, like 6'3". And definitely I had to show him that I wasn't scared of him. And right now today, and he decided that with his mother was better than with me because I put my foot in his behind, like really in his behind. But I believe that parents are scared of their children. In some cases, some parents are scared of their children. I believe you got parents out there like me that's gonna stand their ground, but most of the time, parents are scared of their children. Most of these households that we got going on is young mothers, that's single. Been single all the child whole life. Then the child, we done seen videos where the child raised up in the household. They act like, they're gonna tear the household. We done seen videos where a 10-year-old, 12-year-old done tour the household up because the mother said no. And then, no father's been around, not having a relationship with the father. Most of these fathers, these guys out here in the street are like, those are the images of fathers in my eyes. But at the same time, we talk about community parenting. Oh, hey, still too, we are so afraid of these children. We are so afraid of these children. And it's a reason. And we play a big part. And they know about it. These kids are so manipulative. They know how to squeeze between any line that you try to hide behind. They just able to sense it. That's how they survive out here in the street.
Well, let me ask you a question, Doc. Let me ask you a question. Now, have your son ever raised up at you? I mean, like you wanted to fight?
Yeah, he did. And you know why that was able to happen?
Why? I'm going to ask you why.
Unfortunately, in the case of me and my son, because he came to live with me for a whole year, and this is the time that it did happen. And unfortunately, before he came to live with me for this year, he was dealing with some traumatic things. Like, you know what I'm saying? He just lost his brother. He just lost his auntie. You know what I'm saying? And he was away from me for a whole 8 years of his life that wasn't at fault of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he had people in his ear, like for a whole few years, they kept him away from me. I couldn't, like, I show up at his graduation, they following us, and all type of stuff that was going on coming from that side of the family. But his brother had a powerful influence. That was like the father figure because of me being cast out of his life. So when he come back to me out of the stuff that he know in the image of me being his father, he don't really know the real me. Even though he see the stuff that he see that I'm doing and the stuff that I'm getting involved in and me being care of him, it's like he more mad at me because now he just lost his brother. He's like, dang, now I got to see this nigga face, which they already painted the image that this nigga wants nothing, which is me.
Okay.
But at the same time, I had to fight with that. I had to still show him love. But when you raised up at me in my house, man, this little dude punched the holes. No, I bought him a 50-inch screen TV. You know what I'm saying? He punched holes in it. You know what I'm saying? Like in my crib.
Right.
So yeah, I had to put my foot in the behind and then turn around. Somebody called DCFS on me.
Wow.
Now he ended up getting into a fight at school.
Hold it, Doc.
Just happened to me.
Hold it, Doc. I got another call. Hold it. We want to respect the other callers. Hold it. Hold that thought. We come back. All right, caller.
All right.
Last 4 digits, 5654. Come on, caller.
This is Leslie. My first time caller.
Hey, Leslie, how you doing? I seen you on in the comments. How you doing? So, what you got for us?
I'm great. Thanks for asking.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of experience.
Oh well, let's hear.
My kids are grown now.
Okay.
I was one of those single parents that had a lot of kids. Let's start off with that. I had 7 children. Okay.
Okay.
And I had to swim upstream to reverse a lot of things in the way that they were thinking, because not only did they have outside influences with their friends whose parents allowed them to do what they wanted to do, but kids can sense when there's a lot of dissension within the family dynamics. So if you got family members that's talking bad about the parents and undermining their efforts, a lot of times the kids feel justified when they have these outside influences to try to disrespect you. And I'm not a very big woman. I always worked. I was never really, I never took the opportunity to go to clubs. I never was a cusser, a drinker. And, you know, I worked hard every day, you know, to raise a family. I had one person around my children who was a very, very good person who's still in their lives today. My youngest child is 25 years old and my oldest is 34. But I've also have to tell the truth. I've had to fight for my kids to change a lot of the stigmas that they were dealing with. You know, first of all.
Okay, hold it, Leslie. Hold it. Let me ask you a question. Are you or was you afraid of any of your children?
Yes.
Tell me why.
Yes.
Tell me why.
Because I had multiple teens, number one. Okay. And they, you know, if you go to work, your house is free game. There are times that I've watched coming home from work and I'm walking across the field and I'm watching boys jumping off my porch. You know what I'm saying? Because they're in there with my daughters and, you know, kids don't like to be told what to do in front of their friends. So they would try to raise up on you. I've had situations where I've had to put 1 or 2 of them down, you know, because they would get in my face. I've had them run away. I had them get in trouble, dealing with the police, dealing with ambulance, drugs, you know, they out there hustling, prison. I mean, anything that you could possibly think of, but because they had a parent that was consistent, I was always there, kind of not necessarily to enable them, because I'm not an enabler,
okay,
you know, but what I am is a parent.
Okay, hold it, Miss Leslie. Now, you said when you first got on here that you had a friend. I'm assuming that this was a male. I'm assuming it's a male.
He was.
And
yes.
He's still in their life. What role did he play? Did he help you, or was he just?
That's why things didn't happen to me physically, because he did help me.
In what way?
He did stop them. He was able to physically stop. He never hit my children, but he was almost there as a buffer to not just cool things down, but to talk to them. So if there was a situation where they couldn't talk to me, they had someone to calm them down that was able to get them straight. But it's almost like as soon as they wanted to not listen, they would run away. My kids did run away.
That's what they do.
With my children.
Oh yeah, that's what they do. I mean, that's what they do when they can't.
A whole lot.
Hold it, Leslie. When they can't get their way, they run away. Then when you get them back, then they'll be like, well, baby, just come home. I just want you home. I don't care. I'm gonna let you do whatever you want, but just get back here. So my thing, did you allow that special friend in your life to discipline your children? Or you just had them, you just had a man with pain?
He never had a strong hold physically.
Okay.
So I never got to the point where there was any physical blows, but that doesn't mean that attempts weren't made, and there was an attempt made to stop it from actually getting to the worst.
I want to ask you a personal question. Have any one of your 7 children ever hit you? You just say yes or no, or you don't want to say no. Okay.
No.
What about?
That doesn't mean they didn't try.
Right. Okay. Okay. They tried. Okay. Hold it right there. I got another caller. Don't you go nowhere. Area code 948. Hey, caller. This is live, uncut, unedited. Come on, talk to me. You're live, caller.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing. I'm glad to be black. I'm glad to be living. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm glad you're talking about this subject here, because you know what? I have 4 kids. I have 3 sons and 1 daughter. I lost 2 of my sons to the penitentiary because they wanted to be grown. We live in a very, very safe area. And my children decided that they wanted to go outside the area and go find some stupid people.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And they wind up both going to the penitentiary.
Okay. Well,
now,
hold it.
Now,
Hold it, ma'am. Hold it, man. Hold it.
Okay.
I don't want you to tap dance around. I want to get to the point. Let's get straight to the point. Were you or are you afraid of your children? Have you ever been afraid? Be honest.
Oh no, never that.
Have you ever had
I couldn't discipline my children.
Why?
Because I was in the military.
Okay.
I was in the military and then I worked for the government. So, I could not afford to lose my job, but I tried to discipline. They have respect. They have respect, you know what I'm saying? They never tried to come up against me or nothing like that. But they didn't respect the fact that I put them in a safe zone and tried to do my best. I was a single parent, divorced. I was single, but I tried to keep them safe. And now they want to be mad. There's grown people. They want to be mad at me because you went to the penitentiary.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think you made some mistakes?
Well, I felt guilt for a long time.
Why?
Understand?
Why?
I had to work because I had to work, and I couldn't be here, or didn't have the finances at the given time to do things for them or buy them clothes. All I could do was, my money was for bills and food and taking care of everything else. And I guess that they felt that they needed to be like everybody else, but I couldn't provide it for them. So I felt guilty about that for a long time because I had to work and I couldn't be here.
So shouldn't you take some blame?
No.
Okay.
No. Because I did what I was supposed to do as a mother. I kept a roof over their head, I paid the bills, and I put food in their mouth.
Okay. Hold it, mama. Hold it, mama. Mama, you did what you're supposed to do. That's not, you don't need no trophy for that. That's what you're supposed to do. So putting the roof on their head, clothes, that's what you're supposed to do as a parent. So you don't get no brownie points for that. I gotta say that. That's our obligation to do that. Now, what I'm trying to say, You didn't spend the time. You provided everything that they need, but you didn't give them the love and the nurturing that they probably really needed, because you couldn't do that because you had to work 8-10 hours a day. And that plays on the behavior of our children. Right now, we probably got over 500 people, young people right now downtown or 22nd Avenue on Canal right now, marching up and down the streets and stuff like that. Now, some of their parents probably know where they're at, but they're afraid to say anything. So what I'm saying, mama, feeding them, clothing, housing them, buying them video games, that's what a parent's supposed to do. That's nothing special. That's our job to do that, to provide and clothe and shelter. And we got to nurture. We can't leave that love part out of that. See, what we do, and a lot of us as parents, we're guilty of buying our children everything that we didn't have instead of teaching them everything that we didn't know. See, what we don't know as parents, and we need to learn, computers, tablets, cell phones, all these things are beautiful clothes, Michael Jordan's, hairdos, but our children are crying out to us saying, Mom, I just want you. I like these material things, but I want you. I need you. I need you to hug me. I need you to tell me that you love me. I need you to tell me something about your childhood when you was growing up. I need you, Mom. I need you. I need to know who my father is. What kind of person is he? You know, these are the things that our teenagers are longing for: love, acceptance. And when they don't get it, when we don't give them to them, guess what? You got the gay clubs, you got the gangs, you got the drill rappers, you got the drive-by shooters, all of them. You got the strippers, all that nightlife is ready for them. It's ready. That's where they're going.
Can I
Well,
interject?
let me say this to you.
Yes.
Okay, I have 11 grandchildren. The things you're saying right now is what my grandchildren's mother is doing. And guess what? They walked in her room, stole $750 of her burnt money. She put clothes on his back. She bought every doggone thing there is. And them children are never needed for nothing. Where is respect? You walk in your mother's room, steal $750 and go out and hand it to the kids in school. And then you just take a piece of the school, her piece of the school, then she don't want to do anything.
Wow.
You know,
it can happen. I mean,
my children didn't have the opportunity to have games.
But let me say this.
I can afford games.
Let me say this, Mother. Let me say this. We having children, when I say we, both males and females, are by people that we don't even know. We don't even know their background, what they into, their family tree. We see each other, we see each other, we get intimate, and hey, it is what it is. Now a baby is here. We find out that he's not my type or she's not my type. Now we into it. But hold it, I got another call.
I'm not trying to be funny, but a lot of that.
Go ahead.
A lot of that is a learned behavior.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like what we need to do is recognize where the base and foundation of our problems come from. Many of these kids are watching adults perform. They're watching adults carry on. They're watching adults make snap decisions and not think.
Okay, well,
it's a learned behavior.
Okay, well, who are these children watching in the house? Their parents, their mother, or their father, whoever. That's who they're watching.
Yeah,
they learning.
That's not true.
Hold on.
That's not true all the time.
They learning.
That's not true all the time.
Well, listen. Hold on. First of all, let's be honest now. Let's tell the truth and shame the
tell the truth.
Let's be honest.
We are.
Devil.
We are.
When our children come into this world, everything that they basically introduced to is through our eyes, what we expose them to. Now, you take a little boy.
My kids weren't even allowed to even watch videos growing up.
Okay.
At all.
But listen,
at all.
Listen.
I was very strict as a parent.
Listen.
And hands-on.
They probably wasn't allowed to watch videos, but you was acting like the videos. You probably was cussing out your sister.
How do you know?
Well, I'm just
How
hold
do
on.
you know?
Hold on.
You-
I'm gonna tell you.
You assuming the word.
No. Listen, I'm just telling you. Listen, you were young and I was young before. So we know what
that
we've
doesn't
seen
mean
our
that you
parents.
paint everybody with a broad brush, though, Martin. You're assuming that just because the behavior is the same, that every household is the same.
No,
It's not true.
no.
You need to
Listen.
understand.
Well, okay.
You need to understand there are parents that'll go down a foxhole to find their kids and try to get them out of trouble. And I was one of those parents.
Well,
and I had 7.
I'm not saying that you're
whether
a bad
I had
parent.
a man or not.
Listen. I'm not saying that you're a bad parent. You can teach your child to do everything perfect, and they still go out there and do whatever they want to do. That's
right.
That's
so sometimes, which is true. So that's a lot of it is not
but
always.
Listen, my thing is, the parent. Listen, if you can brag on your son and daughter and say that he or she is a straight A student on the basketball team, but you can't. But then when that same straight A student go out there and get pregnant, have a early pregnancy, then you don't want to talk about that though. Who fault is that? But you bragging on the part.
I'm going to talk about it.
No, I'm
saying. I'm going to talk about it because I'm going to also take responsibility in the idea. Listen, so everybody is not the same, and what you're doing is painting everybody with a broad brush. Fear does not necessarily equate to people just backing down and not doing nothing for their children. And that's the kind of message that needs to be dispelled.
First of all,
a lot of people fight really hard for their kids.
Listen.
And they put themselves in danger trying to fight for their kids.
You're supposed to fight for your children. You're supposed to fight for them. That's not.
I'm not saying
you don't
we're
get.
not
You don't listen.
to,
Hold on.
hold on. I believe in putting. No,
ma'am.
Positivity in the universe. You can't say that every black family operates the same way because you're absolutely
You're not even
incorrect.
respecting me, ma'am. You over talking me. You're not even respecting me.
I am, but you're wrong. And you're incorrect.
Hold on. First of all, regardless if I'm wrong or not, can you give me the decency enough to speak? I mean, that's respect right there.
Yes.
I mean, can you do that?
I know what it is.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
I'm doing that.
No, you're not doing. You over talking me. You out trying. That's what you're doing.
You're making accusations. This is not true.
Listen,
and you can't ask a question and then
you're doing it right now.
People just
you're doing it right now.
The way you want.
You're doing it right now.
You want people to answer. You want people to say what you want them to say.
Well, I'm the host.
That's not true.
Listen, I don't need you. Listen, first of all, as I said earlier, no parent on here gets no trophy
as long
for
as I'm
taking care.
supporting
There you
cool.
go.
As
There
long
you
as
go
I'm
again.
supporting and being quiet is cool.
Ma'am, can you do you?
That's the way it seems.
First of all, I never told you
and
to shut up.
I've raised my kids.
I don't even know you.
Entrepreneurs and 2 college graduates.
I don't know you.
No matter what's happened. 5 entrepreneurs and 2 college graduates.
Ma'am,
because I fought for my children.
Listen? Can you
why don't
listen?
you find out what we did to fight for
Can you
kids
listen?
instead of assuming that everybody's doing the same thing?
Can you listen, ma'am? Can you listen?
I'm done talking.
Thank
you guys have a good night.
Thank you.
Everybody's not the same.
You in your feelings now. You can't have a grown folks conversation. 2 grown adults.
I am having an adult conversation.
No, you can't.
I'm not acting irrational or anything.
What do you think you're doing then if you're not? You over talking me.
You're
I'm the
doing
host.
the same thing because
I'm the host, man.
You're not being respectful of everybody's opinion. You can't ask me a question and then say, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do that.
Of course you're supposed to.
You're talking down to women that are in fear and you don't have no solutions yourself. You don't.
Well, how you know if I got some solutions now? And you don't even listen. You don't even listen. I mean, my goodness. Somebody listen. Ain't nothing but a hit dog gonna cry. That's it. Period. All right, let's go to this next caller. I'm gonna leave that alone. I mean, she just went off and listen.
Well, thank you for listening. I just want to thank you for listening to me.
Okay, listen. I don't know everything. I'm not always right. I'll say that. But I'll say this. I am going to give you the respect to listen to you. You're not going to come on here and overtalk me. You're not going to do that.
I appreciate that.
I
appreciate that.
I know. Hold on. Just give me the same respect I'm giving out. Now, you may not like what I say, and I may not like what you say. But guess what? I'm going to sit here and listen. I don't have all the answers.
That.
And she said, I don't have no solutions. She didn't have time enough to listen to some. No, I'm asking her.
Well, I appreciate that.
I know.
And your thing is about your parents being scared of their children. Well, I'm not afraid of my children.
Okay, well,
I'm not afraid of them.
okay, I got another caller. Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on, ma'am.
Thank you.
626
okay.
626. Come on, Eric Cole. Come on, caller.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? It's
I'm
getting
okay. How are
it's
you?
getting heated tonight. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just listening to the woman talk, and I was hearing you say that those kids need that nurturing and that love. You can buy them everything you want to buy 'em. And I'm just going to try to make this as short as I can. I was a young mother, 16. I was raised by a single parent, my father. And there was no love in our house. We just got beat for whatever we did wrong. So I decided I wasn't going to raise my kids that way. I raised my kids in the city of Chicago. And when they started getting into gang activity and stuff, and I saw what was coming, I sit down and talk to them. They would tell me what was going on. Mama, we got to be on one side or the other, or we get jumped every day. And this is going on. And then my oldest son broke my youngest son's jaw to prove something to a gang. I knew I had to get my kids out of that environment because I just said, Lord, I don't want to lose my kids to the system or to the street. So I made a decision to move. I had to uproot everything and move, get them out of that environment. And I always questioned myself if I did the right thing. My sons one was 6'2" and one was 6'4", and I was 5'6". And I would run up on my son when he did something, and when I would run up on him, I would tell him after he got old, I'd be saying, please, Lord, don't let him look back at me, because I was scared, but I knew I had to do what I had to do. I couldn't give him that feel that I was afraid. So moving them out of that environment, I felt bad about it because it took them from family and everything else. But what I'm happy about is now my son is 47 and the other one is 44. And where I moved them to, they are still there. And when my girls started acting out, my son used to say stuff like, did you play cards? Do you still play cards with them? Do y'all talk? Do y'all play games? So that's what worked with them. We talked about stuff. When something was going on in the house, we could sit down and talk. And I had to know what was going on with them all the time. And sometimes I had to say stuff like, have you ever tried weed? And they would admit, yes. I wanted to blow up about it, but I couldn't blow up because I had to keep that opening so that they would talk to me so I could know what was going on. So I made that decision for them because they could have turned on me at any time. The type of city we was living in, the way kids was doing, and I knew parents that was afraid to say anything to their kids when they came to the house. They wouldn't even talk because they was afraid they was going. And the kids nowadays, everything is a 10. The smallest thing, my daughter says she tell her to clean up. She goes into this room and raving and crying and throwing stuff around. They just don't want to be told nothing. So once you let them get that upper hand, that's it. So I just feel, and that nurturing is what saved them. Because I stopped dating and everything because I had to put them first because I brought those kids here. They didn't ask to come here. Okay. So I had to put them first.
All right. Okay.
And to this day, I know they appreciate it. And to see my son turn around and tell me what I did for him worked. And when I would get ready to buy his kids expensive stuff, he said, wait a minute. What you gonna do? Buy that for him so you can put pressure on me so I have to keep buying it for him? He said, no, don't buy him that. I want him to be used to regular stuff. And the way he did, it was a good way. He wasn't gonna start buying them all that expensive stuff and he wouldn't let nobody else do it. But they are good kids. So you gotta just have balance. You gotta think it through and balance because those kids, once they get a jump on you, and nowadays you hear about kids killing their parents. I would have never thought of killing my parents as a child. But these kids nowadays, it's second nature. You remember the Slender Man thing with the girls up in Wisconsin?
No.
You didn't hear? Well, it was these girls were honoring Slender Man on some program, and they was 12 years old. And they lured a friend out to the field and stabbed her like 19 times.
Oh, wow.
I worked at that school, and when I came and looked at those 12-year-olds and saw how those 12-year-olds act, I couldn't imagine a 12-year-old doing that. But being at that school working with 12-year-olds, I could see that.
Hold it right there, ma'am. Hold it
So-
right there. Hold it right there, ma'am. Let me explain something to somebody. I want to explain. I want to clarify something. First of all,
Okay.
as a parent, as a grandfather, none of us get a special trophy for providing for our children. That's what we're supposed to do. That's a parent duty. When you bring a child here, no matter if you're a mother or father, your job is to provide the needs of that child or your children. Can I get an amen on that? I don't think nothing wrong with that. That's as a parent. But a lot of parents, they want to get stroked. I bought this, I bought that, I did. Hold it. You were supposed to do that. Little Mikey, little Candace, she didn't ask to come here. When children are born, when children are born, when they get introduced to the world, it starts at home. No matter if you got the TV playing, the sister said that she didn't allow, one of the sisters on here said she didn't allow children to watch TV and all that. But if you get on the phone and start talking about your sister, which is their auntie, like a dog, they ear hustling, they listening.
Mm-hmm.
They listen. When you on the phone with the door closed, cussing out his or her father, they listening. They may not can hear what he's saying on the other end, but they hear you. Listen, and anybody can bear witness to this. Most children, now I put my life on this, they don't go about what you tell them, they go about what they see. That's what they pick up real quick, what they see and hear. I remember one time, one of my children was saying some cuss words, just like an everyday sentence. They didn't know what they were saying. They never heard me cursing, never. So they had to hear it from their mother. I had to pull, I think it was my son. I had to pull him to, I say, son, you can't be saying that because this is classified as a cuss word. Had to tell him, but by him hearing it, didn't hear it from me, heard it from her, and he just repeated it. And things can happen. It can happen. Children get their first exposure to the world through their household, whatever, how they brought up and what in their environment. That's all I'm saying. As parents, we have to think, right. Listen, even though I'm a grandfather, it's some things that I think that I could have done as a father would have probably helped my children in their upbringing. Now, I made some mistakes. I'm not going to get on here and say, hey, all of mine perfect and they did everything perfect and everything right. I lacked in some areas that I should have beefed up on, tightened on. So it can happen to any one of us, but I'll take the responsibility of my actions.
What, Mark?
Go ahead.
Mr. Ward, I take the responsibility too. I take responsibility because you know what? I could have been a better. I think about that. That's a gift I carry. How I could have been a better mother. But you know what? In my home, when I grew up, I repeated what my mother. That you right by saying children follow their parents, and I repeated what my mother did. My mother had 5 kids.
That's exactly what I did also.
And my mother, we didn't wash dishes. My mother was a maid. We didn't wash dishes or clean that house. She didn't teach me to do that. She didn't even teach me to cook. She didn't even show me love. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I repeated, and I feel guilty because I repeated my mother. I got love for my dad, who they wasn't together, but he still showed me love. He showed me what a real man was. You know what I'm saying? But the person that I was around every day is my mother, who taught me nothing. Absolutely nothing. I grew up in a city where I had a neighborhood where I had 7 mothers, which was other mothers and 27 other sisters and brothers. I learned from those other mothers how to cook. Those people taught me. I didn't get it from my mom. So not being able to show my children love and repeating what I did, that's the guilt I carry.
Mm-hmm.
That's the guilt.
And I'm just saying that.
Because I could have, You know, I put my children in. I supported them in game. You know, my son was a boxer. He could have been the next Mike Tyson, but he chose to be loyal to the streets and his friends, and it was the friends that was hindering him from being the best boxer in America.
Mm.
And he now have his own camp. Now you're come out of prison. Now you want to repeat. You can't get that what you know. And I feel sorry for him because he allowed somebody to rob him of his future.
It can happen.
And those are gifts I carry. The other one that went to prison, he could have been a lawyer, a businessman. He was very, very smart. He was doing my daughter's homework from prison. And
you can put everything. You can put everything.
I mean, I had him in football and boxing and everything you could think about. I had a male around him who was my daughter's dad who he spent a lot of time with them. I put him around positive people. I did everything I could because I couldn't do it. And it didn't work.
Okay.
I know a mother just like you that put everything she had, and I saw her do it. And them two boys of hers just will not work and will not stay out of jail, and she did everything she could. So
when I was going to court with one, the other one was home. Every 60 to 90 days, I was in a courtroom. One come out, one go in. One come out, one go in. This went up. We have never had a birthday, a Christmas, a New Year's, a Thanksgiving together for 15 years. Because they spent so much time going in and out, in and out, in and out.
Can I ask you a personal question? You don't have to answer it if you want to. This is a personal question.
I'm here to be honest.
Okay, I'm just asking. Now, if you had, well, I'm gonna make a statement first. If you had the opportunity to talk to every woman that experienced the same situation that you've been through, they're going through it right now, what would you say to that woman that's listening right now? I'm gonna repeat the question. Go ahead, sister.
If I was to meet another woman, and which I try to do with my grandchildren and her mother and their mother, because I let her know where I'm coming from. Because I see my grandchildren on the way to the penitentiary. Right, I got one in there now, and that was he broke my heart. You understand me? He was 6 months out of graduating. 6 months. He was wanted by every football, every college that was.
Ma'am,
he was so good.
Ma'am, I need you to get to. Ma'am, what I
would tell these mothers, look here. You could do what you got to do, but what you said earlier about loving, it's different between showing that love and receiving that love too. We got to give it back. The children got to give it back. You just can't keep giving and giving and giving, and they keep taking and taking and taking. Where do you rejoice in? Because like that lady just said, her son came back and thanked her. That's what I was looking for. Thank me. That's all I want. I don't need financial gain. I just want to be thanked for what I did. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't good. But I love my mother, even though she didn't give me love. But she made sure I never went hungry. I was never homeless. I always had water.
Okay. Now I hear you say nothing about no man, because I heard all of you ladies' stories, but no one said nothing about no man, really.
I was married, Mr. Morton. I was married.
Okay, well, let me hear some.
I had the worst husband in the world. And that was their dad who wound up in the penitentiary, too. I didn't talk about him to them because I didn't want them to repeat. I didn't want them to idolize. I don't know what I was thinking. I did not want them to think, okay, about this man who spent no time around them, done nothing for them, but went to the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? He preferred to go to the penitentiary than be with his son.
But guess what, Mama?
But they did.
Hold on, Mama. Guess what?
home.
Hold on, mama. Guess what? You chose him. You chose him. You chose the one that went to the pen.
You
So
right.
you can't get down on him. You chose
Oh
him.
no,
You chose him. Nah, that was on you. You chose him. So
it was on me.
yeah, you
It was
chose
on
him.
me.
But hold it right there. I got 2 more callers. Now, I promise you, I'm gonna come back to you guys. I got to come back to Red Barber. He hung up, I think. I got 2 calls. 912 area code. Come on, 912. Come on, caller.
Hey, Martin.
How you doing, Sarge?
You hit the nail on the head, bro. Before I could even ask, it's like ain't heard nobody talk about no men, have we? So you can continue on, brother. That's the only question I ask. It's like I hear a lot of what happened, dipping and dapping and this and that, and what happened. And I'm like, what about the men?
Yeah.
Why we talk about a man? Because understand something. Being a single parent, my fear was that some man was gonna come in my home, molest my children, hurt my kids in some form or fashion. My fear. Because you don't know what kind of man you out there getting. And
Yeah, just like you don't know what type of hold on, Miss Man. Just like you don't know, Miss Ma'am, may I speak?
But that was my fear.
See, that's one of the issues right there. You get a man and a woman. We try to communicate. We can't, because the woman is always going to try to overtalk the man to be right and not listen. Right there. That's a big problem right there.
Sarge, we don't need to tell you that. I understand that, but every woman is not like that.
You keep on going, Martin, because I ain't gonna be able to.
Okay, all right.
Make
Listen.
sense and bring some light to this one.
Okay, just hold it. You know, I'm just saying.
Bro.
Listen. All right, let's go to the next caller. 464 area code. Come on, caller. 464.
Hey, Martin. I listen to you from time to time.
Okay.
And I just so happen to tune in tonight.
Okay.
And this is a very serious topic.
Yes.
With both parents, just mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
My parents, they did my mother did the best by me and my stepfather did. I have 2 little ones. And I do the total opposite of what they do. And with kids being disrespectful, it starts, like you said, it starts at home. And when we as parents don't teach our kids, we not only have to teach them, but we got to protect them, and we got to lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
So when my kids be like, "Oh, mommy, you curse," I be like, "I'm sorry, because I don't want you to do that."
Mm-hmm.
It's not I brush them off and like I'm grown, I can do what I want to do. We got to lead by example as parents and break this curse of these kids out here, because these kids are very disrespectful out here. Yeah. So when we say something to them, is, you know, if they on the bus or whatever and they having a good old time, and it's not like back in the day how we used to be like, "Oh, don't you see that older lady right there? Watch her mouth," you know? That's because we not teaching our kids, because like you said, we scared of our kids. Well, I'm not scared of man or the other ones. But, and then also with the parents and them not being together no more, we still got to find a way to co-parent.
Mm-hmm.
When we not together, we got to set our feelings aside about each other and focus on having a stable relationship for the kids. You know, so I mean, that's how I feel personally, because I see a lot of, you know what I'm saying, fighting and don't.
And let me say something.
This and daddy that.
Let me say something, young lady. We can get on here and male bash and female bash. I can say my baby mama wasn't this, my ex didn't do this. I chose her.
Mm-hmm.
I chose her.
Yep.
I laid down with her. I chose her. We chose each other.
Yep.
So whatever she is a reflection of me, of my choices.
Exactly.
I got to tell the truth, man.
Exactly.
And
I agree.
listen, I'm
I
a single
agree.
man right now. Y'all looking at me. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, and I get into it with one of my children's mother. You know, I do. And like, man, what was I thinking? But I don't want to get on and disrespect nobody. But I chose her. If I had never laid down with her, I wouldn't have to go through what I'm going through right now. Seriously.
True. Exactly.
I'm just being honest now. I'm not trying to just point the finger at, at the woman. I just want the women in here just talking. Listen, just think about the mistake that you made, the things that you could have done. And if you run into another woman that's in the same similar situation that when you were in, please warn them. That's all. The sister said we got to break the curse. Break the curse. When I see young men going through with their baby mama, I said, this is the first thing that I tell them. I didn't put y'all together and I ain't going to break you up. That's the first thing I'll establish that. So when you come to me for counsel, if I'm telling you something, that's where I start at. I said, even if you guys can't get along, what about the babies? What about your son? What about your daughter? How can you guys come together and try to work this out for the child? If you can't get together on a relationship, but it's not working, and I understand it may not work, how can you guys both be effective in this child life? You got to think about that. I remember my babysitter told me that. My father gave me some wrong advice one time. I'm gonna say he did now. I was like, man, I'm gonna leave this girl with all these babies. He said, well, you can make some more babies. In other words, he was saying start another family. But then my babysitter, which is a female, older woman, she said, well, Martin, you can't make a grown person love you or do what to do. That's a grown person. You tell children what to do. She said, well, what about your children? And I sat there and I pouted. I tried to reason in my mind not to do for my children because of her behavior. And by me being honest, I said, you know what? My babysitter is right. Let me focus my attention on my children. And that's what I did. I seen that what me and her had, their mom, wasn't working. Somebody that I chose to lay down and have 4 babies with. It wasn't working. I tried, she tried, it just wasn't working. So you know what I did? That same energy that I was trying to make it work with her, I put it into my children. They became my woman, my children. I groomed them.
Oh, that's it.
I groomed them. I spent time with them. Hey, I took them to the doctor. I cooked for them. I did what a father's supposed to do. And I'm not trying to pat myself in the back. That's what I'm supposed to do. And I did it with the help of God. Now, did I make some mistakes?
I hear you, Bart.
I probably did. But one thing that hurted me as a father, when I heard my daughter call another man dad, oh man, that tore me to pieces. Not because I wasn't dad, not because I wasn't dad or wasn't there, but her mom moved on and got somebody, a live-in boyfriend. It's like it wasn't a husband, live-in boyfriend. And I wasn't expecting her to not to have nobody. She's a young, beautiful woman. What we had going, it didn't work. So I wasn't expecting her to be single or, not have somebody. But that hurted me. So I felt like as a father, I was robbed. I was robbed of, I wanted to teach all my children how to drive. Didn't do that. Teach them how to swim. Didn't do that. Teach them how to ride their first bike. I was robbed of that. I'm just saying, this is my personal testimony. I was a father, still a father, love them. But certain things I could not do because I wasn't in the house. Now, they did live with me for like 3 to 4 years by myself. I did my thing. When they got older, they went with their mom. So it's a lot of things going on, people. We have to take blame. But I got a couple more callers I want to talk about. 3699. I'm so sorry, caller. Go ahead. I think that's my partner. 3699. Go ahead, caller.
Hey.
Hey, how you
Hey,
doing?
Martin.
How you doing?
Hey, Martin.
How you doing?
All right. How you doing? I'm all right.
I'm hoping I'm
about
making
to step
sense.
on toes.
I'm hoping I'm making sense on here. All
Yep.
right, go ahead. Go ahead, caller.
I'm about to step on some toes now. I've been listening, and it's very interesting. All I hear is me, I, and I did this and I did that. And, you know, just because a mother just because a woman gives birth doesn't make her a mother. And just because a man fathers a child doesn't make you a father. And what I mean by that
I don't agree with that, but go ahead. I don't agree with that. Go ahead. I don't agree with that, but go ahead.
Well, I do too, Martin.
Children do not come into the world being disrespectful to people or parents. That is a behavior that takes place after, in most cases, after a child has been neglected and disrespected themselves. They learned how to do it. A lot of women choose men over their children. A lot of women choose the streets over their children, and then they justify it by saying, well, look at all I've done for you. I buy you this, I buy you that. Look where you live. You have a nice place to live. Look at your clothes. But it's more to it than that. A lot of kids don't even get that. It's just really amazing that I hear all these stories, not saying that they're not true, but I know different. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. A lot of mothers that are single parents, they justify, they cuss their children out. They call them all types of MKFRs and little Bs and, you know, talk crazy to them and do all types of things. And it's, you know, and it happens. And then you wonder why your kids, they turn 15 and 16 and they act like they want to whoop you. It's because they've been waiting to get that big, because you've been disrespecting and pushing your children around, and now they're not afraid of you anymore. That's what that is. Fear is something that has to be installed. And if you're afraid of your child, it could just be that your kids have lived under the fear of you and not a healthy fear. There's a difference between a healthy fear and a fear that will make a person want to take a stand and show you that they're not afraid of you anymore. I have seen it. I have seen it now. I'm not saying that's the case here, but a lot of times I have witnessed mothers, especially mothers, more than fathers because the fathers wasn't around, but I have witnessed mothers talk crazy to their kids, disrespect them, and get them out in the public and talk to them like they're the mother of the year. And the reason your kids aren't speaking out is because they're afraid to speak out. You know, it happens, and it happens a lot.
Okay.
They fool people by dressing their kids and making them look like, you know, presentable and all this kind of stuff. But a lot of kids live a hell that some of us will never know behind those four walls. I'm trying to tell you, and it be at the hands of their mother. A lot of selfish mothers, and they make the excuses up, well, I was young and I've been by myself and I did, but then you turn around and you install a fear in your child that isn't going to last forever. One day they're going to grow up. You ain't going to be able to push them around and call them all type of MFKIs and jump on them and pop them in the eye and in the mouth and drag them around the house by their hair. One day they're going to get old enough to stand up to you, and they're going to handle you as they see fit. Let's talk about that. Choosing men over your children. You know, a lot of that happens.
I've seen that firsthand.
Good point. Hold it, call
I've
it.
seen it.
You know what I would
Yeah.
say this? I have never used the N-word in front of my children. I've never cursed. I grew up saying yes, ma'am, no, sir, all my life. So when I got in the military, it was easy for me to call somebody yes, sir, no, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? It was easy. So my children had to respect adults. When you spoke to adults, and that adult said something to you, you need to stand there and listen. And you need to say, yes, ma'am. If you don't agree with it, that's your problem. You come to me. Let me deal with it. But you are to respect all adults as you respect me. My grandparents have to say yes, ma'am, to me. My children have to say yes, ma'am, to me, to any adult. I did not allow, even my oldest son is 51 years old. He will not disrespect a grown person. At 51, I would not stand there and watch that happen. If somebody telling you right,
let me say this.
Okay. Y'all, all right. I
But
got some
let
more
me say
callers.
this
Go
before
ahead.
you go on, Mark.
Okay, go ahead.
I just want to say one thing. A lot of times, a lot of you misconstrue respect when it's really compliance. Just because somebody does what you say and what you suggest doesn't mean they respect you. It means that they fear you. And so what you're getting is compliance. That's all I want to say.
Okay.
But that doesn't last. Compliance
Hold
is
it.
open.
Hold it, people. I got some more callers. Hold, ma'am, ma'am. I got some more callers. I'm not trying to leave nobody on for 20 and 30 minutes. I'm trying to get.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna hang up and let you talk to other people. Then thank you for listening to me.
No problem. Area code 240. Area code 240. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, hi.
Go ahead, ma'am.
I'm kind of want to piggyback a little bit on the last caller.
Go ahead.
I can recall. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Go ahead.
I can recall taking my son to University of Chicago Hospital emergency room, and on the signs on almost all the walls, they used to have a sign up there. This is a safe haven. There's no yelling, spanking, and like telling the parents, like, you cannot be up in the hospital whooping or yelling at your child. So I guess they were seeing a lot of that when parents were bringing in their children. I guess the parents was probably yelling at them or whatever, but they had signs that this is a safe haven. And another thing, what I want to say is this: just like the lady said before, parents curse out their children, call them black, sit your MF down, you just like it, such a daddy. And, they just treat children like they're not human. I notice Caucasian people, they'll talk to their children, Johnny, sit down now, Johnny. Come here, Johnny. I love you. They treat their children like a child is supposed to be talked to. But a lot of our people, once again, they talk to their children like they're nothing. Instead of telling them, giving them positive affirmations and stuff like that. And another thing, what I want to say, I want people to get
hold it, ma'am. Hold it. I got to stop you in your action. You broke a rule on here. You can't tell me every white person talk right to their children and all. That's not true. That is not true at all.
In public, they do, but behind closed doors, they're not.
I know that is not true.
Notice, I'm just saying.
I have white friends. They don't.
I'm just saying that is not true. I'm not gonna let you do the black sisters like that. I'm not gonna let that fly over the airwave like that. That's okay. But go ahead. I just wanted to just say that.
All white children. I'm just saying. But I have noticed.
Okay. Now, do you? Well, let me ask you a question. Do you live around white people, ma'am? Do you live around white people? Do you live around?
I grew up in Chicago. I grew up around
that's not what I asked you. I said, do you live around white people? That's what I asked you.
No, I do not.
Okay. All right. The reason why I asked you that, a lot of times we always say what white people are doing, and most of us don't even live around white people. We don't even know what they're doing. We're so segregated. We don't have no white friends, some of us.
But I have been around them in parks and stuff like that. When I take my child to the park, when I would take them to the park, I would notice how they would treat their children. And their children could be bad as running around and doing all kinds of things, just like regular kids, but the way they talk to them. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Well, okay, well, keep living.
I don't live around.
Hey, that's not the case. I see otherwise, but go ahead. I'm gonna let you go on to your next point. Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay. What I want to also say, I want people to get on this particular page on YouTube and notice I think over 100 cases where Black males, either their husbands or their boyfriends, are killing their partners, killing them, leaving children. without their mother and father. Either they end up killing both of the father kills himself after he murders the mother, or he ends up going to prison. It's actually it's over 5 YouTube pages with nothing but cases where young women in their 30s and 40s
Can I ask
murdered.
Can I ask you a question, ma'am?
Not strangers.
Ma'am.
You can get on this one website,
ma'am,
YouTube page.
ma'am, ma'am, ma'am. She just talks. She don't even hear me. Ma'am,
Tell the truth.
ma'am.
And
Let me ask
shame
you a
the
question.
devil.
Are you referring to white people or black people or all people? Who are you referring to? What all these people?
American Indians. I consider ourselves as American Indians.
Okay, well,
Because my
Oh, boy.
was your
man.
There we go.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
okay,
my
man.
grandmother came from Mississippi.
Oh, I can't. I gotta go sleep, man. I gotta go.
Okay, I'm coming next. Hold on, sir. Hold on. Let's respect the sister. We got to respect her now. If we don't agree with her, we still have to hear out. Go ahead, finish talking, my dear sister. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, just because I know who my ancestors were. Okay, my grandmother came from Mississippi, and she was American Indian. Your complexion, my complexion. We're not talking about no white people, the pale people. My grandmother was American Indian. Okay, from the Choctaw tribe. Okay, and most people from Chicago ancestors migrated up to Chicago, probably were either Choctaw Indians or Chickasaw Indians. Okay, from Mississippi. So anyway, what I'm saying is that the website that I was talking about on YouTube, her name is Leah Leah Gordon. Gordon, and you'll see all these cases where one mother had 6 children. And young girl.
Can you tell me the nationalities? Can you tell me the nationalities of these people?
You would call them black people.
Okay, ma'am. I'm gonna hold it. Okay, ma'am. I'm gonna hold it right there. Okay. I'm gonna hold it right there. I gotta go to the next caller. All right. 484 area code. Come on, caller. Yeah.
Hey, assalamu alaikum, this brother Andre Echo.
You doing, brother? Malaikum salam. Go ahead.
I'm done. Yeah, listen, so I just came on this and listening to everybody talking, and what I hear everybody saying is basically, about what people are doing, but it stems from, from not teaching our youth. They lost a lot of morals and everything, babies having babies. And, it's just, I got actually not put I'm getting the echo.
Okay, hold on. That would, do you got me on a speakerphone?
Nah.
No speakerphone, or is the YouTube playing, or Facebook is on now? You could turn the volume down on that.
No, I'm
okay.
No, I'm directly on my phone.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But make it real quick and short because I've been working 3 o'clock. What the problems? What a lot of the problems are though today is that a lot of our youth have to be retaught. They don't have no self-love for one another. And as you know, I know you're out there in the streets doing your thing in Chicago. I lived in New York and a lot of different places. And what I notice, like when I speak to like the brothers in different gangs, for example, if I walk up and talk to them, if I mention them, if I say to them like my Salutation's brother or sister, they're more open. But today, we have these young kids like 3 and 4 years old. They mimic what they say their parents do because there's no self-love. And what's become acceptable is the demoralization and disrespect of one another. Like the brothers don't respect our sisters, and the sisters don't respect the brothers. Everything's been like this, more like desensitized, So if a brother calls a female like, you be this and that, and they see their parents doing that. They're being raised up into that, so they have to be untaught, unlearned what they've been taught to believe.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you, sir. Hold it right there. Let me ask you a question. You have children.
Sure.
You have children.
Yeah.
Have you ever been afraid of any one of them?
Afraid of them? No.
Okay. Have any one of your children ever tried to come at you physically?
Never. Not physically, no. Verbally, when they get a little older, I mean, I'm in my 60s now, but they might express themselves. But I always went back to their attention, though. That we sit down. We have more of an open relationship. So it was never a thing where, if they would smoke, if they went out there and wanted to smoke weed, for example, or something, I wanted to know these things, and I explained to them why and what was not good or why you shouldn't do certain things, And that's the thing. I came up with more morals, more correction when I was coming up.
No, we ain't talking about you now, bro. We talking about the children now. We know how you came up.
I know. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. But the way that we bring them up, though, that's what I'm saying. The kids today, I deal with them all the time, all type of generations. And the thing is that they became more desensitized because a lot of it has to do with technology. A lot of other stuff have to do with the fact that we had young people having young kids at young ages.
That been happening, brother. That happening. Hey, listen, brother. That been happening. But listen, down in Mississippi,
but more so,
brother.
Yeah.
Listen. Some of our parents was getting married at 14 and 15. Back in so that been happening. So
time was different.
Yeah, well, hey.
Time was different though.
Yeah, but listen, it was happening.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not disputing that fact, but the difference though, if you're gonna use that as a typical point, right? The times were different. You talking about they still had restrictions on time they could be out, different things of that nature. Now you got kids. I went to a store, boy, 10 years old, talking about a 45. Someone he come outside, he don't have my money, I'm gonna kill him. So what I'm saying is different now. We've been, the government, they putting things into our communities, guns and so forth, just like out there in Chicago, they were planting guns and stuff out there, and we don't manufacture those guns, but at the same time, the youth have no leaders to look up to, no examples. So what do? They know, they go to the folks out there. They seeing that it's either for me to make 10 grand in a day than to get a regular job.
Brother, are you talking? Listen, let me say this. Let me just say this.
Yeah.
And I believe not. Let me just say it this way. What you see with your eyes and on TV, every black person is not out there toting guns, shooting, carjacking little young people. Not all of them doing that. Trust me. We have more young black men and women in college that we have in jail. Given fact. That's a fact. We don't talk about that. So I don't want you to get on here and just say, accuse all young people shooting, robbing, snatching, and grabbing. No, I believe it's more young people that's doing positive and constructive things than it is negative. It's just the negativity just seemed to be, I'm just saying the negativity seems to get the light. Get the light.
No, which is true. No, that's true. I mean, don't get me wrong. I totally agree with you. I mean, I do a lot of things like with the youth and things, and even help folks, start their businesses. So I definitely agree with you. I mean, I think a lot of young brothers and sisters, young youth that are expiring and doing great. But the only reason I chimed in on what I was saying was because I heard, like, I actually tapped in online to hear what y'all were talking about. I heard the majority of people talking about the kids being disrespectful. That's why I chimed in on that part of it. But other than that, though, no, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of young people. We have a group out here called Youth Against Violence. And this is a whole corporation of nothing but children that actually run this. They go to schools and they inspire young people, you know, so there's a lot of good things in our community. I was just saying that as far as the negative part, not so much what I see on TV. Because I'm out here, I used to be out like you in the streets. I'm out here in the streets, so, and different aspects of it, you know what I mean? So, I'll make a long story short, I gotta get some sleep.
I think you said enough, bro. I think you said enough. We're gonna go to the next caller. I think you said enough. Okay, thank you so much. Get some sleep, man. 7365 caller, you're next. No problem. 7365. 736, last 4 digits of your number. Caller.
Steve from South Holland.
Hey, Steve. How are you doing, Steve?
Look at how you doing.
Great, great.
Okay, I have a couple things here. Number one, when I was a teenager, that's when my dad moved us out of the Woodlawn area, you know, to the southwest suburbs. You know, I was raised, as a teenager, I was raised around white people. You know, I have a lot of white friends, and believe me, you are correct. And I watched it, you know, white parents cusses at their kids too, and white kids disrespected to their parents, even to authorities. It's really no difference. I even watched one of my white friends smoke meth with their mothers.
Wow.
See?
And I have another thing is, yes, it starts with, you know, these parents cusses at their kids from their ages of 2 or 3, you know, when they're toddlers. You know, I watch their parents start cussing at their kids when they're still babies. And it's on and on. Yes, that's part of the reason why these kids are so disrespectful. Even during my high school, you know, I watched the kids disrespected to their teachers. It's mostly coming from home. So how they being respected by their parents.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Good point. All right. Thank you, South Holland.
Hey, Martin.
Go ahead, Sarge, since you've been, but I got another caller. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I was going to say to you, I have white friends that it ain't just like no one. Father used to come home, beat the wife, beat the kids, come home drunk because he's looking at how many kids they got and how his paycheck ain't stretching and he can't enjoy the money. I worked hard for this money and he takes it out on the whole family. They just walk in the house, pop one of the kids in the back of the head for no reason. They just sitting there watching TV and come home, look at the whole situation with the finances, mad. See? And then when I talk to the sisters, I tell them, Martin, I'm going to be so brief with this. You meet a man, we got the age of social media now, they're talking about kids, have him pull out his phone and show some pictures of his kids. I'm talking go back, baby pictures and this and that. If that man can't whip out pictures on his phone of his kids, that ain't what you need, mama. That ain't what you need. If there's somebody I know, they got mad at me. I'm like, dude, you a dirtbag. How you go? I said, bro, you got 6 kids by 5 different women. You living with a woman, you have no kids with her. You ain't got no pictures, video, nothing of you and your kids. But then you want to tell me, oh, you were so cool when we had that thing out there and the kids was out there and you brought fireworks and you was doing the snow cone thing with the kids. See, that's the Leonard I like to see. I'm like, yeah, bro, I like to see the man that does with his kids can show women, hey, I was a good father, these all mine, and they all doing great. You can't do that. You a dirtbag. He's what I call one of them he cute though. So that's what they say. When he cute though, dude, he got a job. When he cute though, did he take care of his kids? When he cute though, man, stop playing.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go. I got another caller. 240. Go ahead. Call area code 240.
Hello.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's me calling back.
I know.
This is what I want to say. I see the comments are talking about my comments about white people. Everyone just folks talked about the experience that they were when they were around white people. I was just telling you the stuff that I saw when I was around them. So everybody have a different experience of what they see what white people do with their kids. So that's what I was talking about. And not only that, I left Chicago 13 years ago because I saw how bad it was getting. I live in a neighborhood, nothing but our people, and we hardly have any crime up here. The people act like they got some sense, and they making money up here. Okay, we don't have that type of situation that you all have in Chicago. I grew up in Chicago, so I know Chicago very well. And like I left Chicago because I could not deal with seeing all the crime and stuff that there was going on back 13 years ago. And I still have family there in Chicago. And they talk about how bad it is in Chicago. And these women, they can say whatever they want to say about what I have said. They know that their kids is out here doing all this stuff. And I see it on YouTube and everywhere else, and everybody else talk about Chirac, how bad Chirac.
I want where you,
the parents.
ma'am, where you live at when you say no crime? I would like to know where you live at.
Really?
Where I live at.
I'm not asking your address. What I'm just saying where you live at. Maybe I need to move there.
I live in Prince George's County, one of the wealthiest Black counties where our people live.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, look up Prince George's County.
I sure will.
The money up here.
Mm-hmm.
What state is that? Not just the county.
I said Maryland. You don't know Maryland?
Yeah, I didn't hear, ma'am. I didn't hear you say Maryland. Number one.
Like you don't know what Maryland.
I didn't hear you say Maryland. I didn't hear you say Maryland.
I apologize for that.
Okay.
You know, yeah, Maryland. Prince George is one of the wealthiest for our people. These people up here act like they got some sense because they got money, okay? And their kids act like I ain't saying it ain't no crime where I live at. It ain't no crime. I can go out the house right now and come back in and don't have to worry about somebody doing something to me, okay? This is on God that I'm saying it.
Oh, okay. Did you?
I mean, I left Chicago. in 1986. Where I live in Georgia, as quiet as you hear this phone right now, I can go out in the front of my house. You might hear a car occasionally passing, and all that. So, but it's crime.
I'm not saying it's not any crime up here, but where I live at, I don't hear the police sirens going off at night. When I lived, the last time I lived in Chicago, all I heard going up and down 79th Street was after midnight was sirens.
And Mark, I've been talking to Martin on this show for years.
Yeah.
And Martin ain't never heard a police vehicle in the background, even when he did daytime show.
Yeah. But hold it, ma'am. Hold it. Hold it.
I'm letting you know my experience.
Hold it.
Okay.
I got another caller from the same area code. Somebody from the same area code, 240. Come on, caller. New caller, 240 area code, the new caller. Hey, caller.
Oh, hey, Ma, how you doing?
Good, good.
Hey, I'm from Prince George's County, Maryland, and I'm sorry, I have to tell that lady, she is totally lying. We had the same crime. We almost like Chicago. We right next to D.C. So whatever she's talking about, we're not the wealthiest county anymore. It's Charles County because everybody moved out of PG. Prince George is the move to Charles County. So we're no longer the wealthiest blackest county in America. So I'm not sure. I don't know where she's at in Prince George's County, but the crime, the carjacking, the killings, the teenagers is off the chain.
Y'all hear that?
Wow.
See?
I mean, I'm not going to, I just wanted to say that part. I'm not going to comment on
Okay, no problem.
Me personally, well, I will say this, because I don't want to get deep into it. My kids have respect. I have a 22-year-old, and yes, she has approached me in aggressively. We've been in physical altercation. I will say this. I will never be afraid of her or any of my kids. So why she doing it, whatever, like a lot of these kids, they just disrespectful and they attach you. They feel entitled. You know, you can do the right thing and they just feel, some of them just feel entitled. But no, never be afraid. But I just wanted to say that Prince George's County is bad.
She just called back. Hold on, let me see what she got to say. Come on, 240, just call back. Come on, what you have to say about that? Come on.
Tell her I live in Bowie.
You live what?
She asked where I live at.
No.
Tell her I live in Bowie State. She know what Bowie is. Tell her I live in Bowie.
You live in Bowie, but you're still in Prince George's County. They still have Bowie. No, they still have.
You know what Bowie is.
Okay, let me. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And let me tell you something. Yeah, I do know. Right now, let me tell you something. What they did was. Okay, let us talk about money. We're in the same county. Maryland is not that big. I've been living in Prince George's County for 40-some years. I'm well aware of what Bowie is. Well, are you aware? Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish.
One talk, ma'am. Let her talk. Hold it, ma'am.
No, what they did was they twisted the jurisdictions up and called you Bowie and just still got the same area code. So just because you live in Bowie does not mean the crime rate is not. Aren't you right next to DC? Aren't you right next to DC?
Or I could have chose 202.
How far are you from DC, ma'am?
I told you I'm in Bowie.
How far are you from how many miles? How many miles? No, tell them in Chicago. Tell them in Chicago. No, you trying to make it seem. You're trying to make it seem what is more than what it is.
You know what Bowie is in?
Do not give these people a false narrative. It's not true. It's not true. Okay, I'm gonna let her finish.
Okay.
I'm gonna let her finish. Because I've been living in PG. Prince George is longer than she said she just moved. Hold on.
Ma'am.
She just moved from Chicago. She just moved from Chicago 13 years.
No, I was 13 born years ago.
Okay, I've been in Prince George's County for 43 years, ma'am.
You must live in the poor part of Prince George's County.
I don't live in the poor. What do you mean poor? What do you mean poor? Do you know what the National Harbor? Hold on. Do you know what the National Harbor?
Ma'am, let her talk.
Do you know where the National Harbor, where the MGM casino they built? Do you know where that's at? Yeah, it has more money over there than it does Bowie. Please be quiet.
Well, you know what?
I'm just done with her. Mine?
Okay.
I'm not gonna argue with her something that I know that's fact.
Okay.
Y'all have a nice night.
All right, thank you.
You don't know where I live at.
All right, ladies.
You don't know where I live at.
All right, ladies. All right, we done with that now. We done with that. We done with that. Ma'am, okay, we not.
That's why she's talking about.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Where's that at?
Okay, y'all. Jerry,
Hey, Mark,
go ahead, Sarge.
Something your way.
Huh?
The median income in the county that she's talking about is $86,000 a year. Let's give it 87 to be nice. Okay.
That's nothing.
As a disabled veteran, getting my Social Security and all of that, by myself, tax-free, I garner $72,000 a year. Now, you know that median income, you got to knock 24% taxes off of that money. So you trying to say a disabled veteran like myself has a higher yearly income, net income, not gross, net income than somebody could gross? I'm a numbers guy. That's what I do. Talk to me quick. Don't talk to me slick. Tell the truth and shame the devil.
But that's you, sir. That's you, but what about the
and that's what you're talking about. You talking about is you.
Chicago,
baby girl. Baby girl, you do not live in Baby girl, you don't live in Buckhead, okay? Stop fronting like that place is like Buckhead in Atlanta.
You don't know my income either, do you? For me to
I don't want to know your income. I know people live.
I have to have enough money to live up here. So
Okay, look, I don't.
Okay.
Baby girl, I don't care. I know one thing I can say for sure. I don't, look, baby girl, I don't pay property taxes. I'm quite sure you do.
You talking about
I don't pay property taxes. Exactly, how much money I make.
Okay.
And I don't pay property taxes.
And I'm just telling you to live up
And when I went to buy that Mercedes that I love so much, I didn't pay sales tax on that Mercedes either. I got it like that as a 100% disabled veteran.
And I do too.
Oh, now you do too.
Yeah.
All right. All right, y'all.
What's your first general order?
All right.
What's your first general order?
Paying child support with that money.
What's your first general order?
How many kids are you paying child support with that money?
Who, me?
Yeah. Oh, you must
Really?
be old.
Let me see. Really? Oh, okay. My son is 31 years old.
Okay. Well,
Top secret security. Hold on. Top secret security clearance.
You probably can't.
Hold on. Since we're gonna talk about kids, because Martin knows mine. Top secret security clearance. I don't even say where he worked at. He just walked in that job because he followed in his daddy and mama's lead and joined the military. We military people. My bonus daughter. Hold on. Can I talk? My bonus daughter that I have 6 grandchildren by her and her husband, by herself, she bringing in 6 figures a year.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the first black female in the history. Hold on.
Hey, Sarge, this ain't going nowhere.
She's the first black female in the history of the 101st Airborne Division to get a Purple Heart for being wounded in combat. That's Daniel Movie deal. Hello.
And the foot on.
Oh, now there we go. All the government. It's the government.
Okay.
It's the government.
Okay.
It's the government.
Hey, Sarge, we done. Everybody, we done. We done. I thank y'all so much. We done.
All right. You know, I'm going to have to do a YouTube video about this one, but I'm not going to do it about you, Mark.
Okay, please, because I ain't do that. Okay.
You ain't do nothing, but you'll do that YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to do a YouTube video on that.
Okay. Make sure you tag me in it, Sarge, so I can hear it. Tag me in it.
Tag you in it, Mark.
Okay. All right.
Tag you in it.
All right, people. We done with
this. People don't know what's happening, trying to be like they something that they ain't. It's like my cousin was the manager of the Chicago White Sox, then managed the doggone New York Mets. That's money. That's
all right,
money.
John. We went from.
Remember Jerry Manuel? Yeah. That's my first cousin.
Hello. All right, Sarge. All right, we done.
That's
we done.
Real money.
All right, we done. I thank y'all so much for tuning in. This is live, uncut, unedited, unscripted, all above. Thank the ladies for calling in. Thank the fathers for calling in. And trust me, one thing on this platform, we may not agree with each other, but we have to respect each other. And I didn't get the respect. No. You was good. You good. You know, when you get out here and I know what to do. I know. I mean, we had one caller.
Shame the devil.
We had one caller got in her feelings. You know, she got in her feelings and all that, but she still came on the message. You know, it's cool. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's cool. You know.
I wonder if she's related to Tiffany.
I don't know, but I don't know, but I'll say this.
I'm wrong for that, Mark.
I know you're wrong for it, man. I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
But let me get off here, bro.
All right.
Handle it. I'm gonna make this video and post it on YouTube.
Okay, appreciate you. All right, this is live uncut. We out here, people. This is where you already know what it is.
What is live, uncut, unedited.
And this is where we
tell the truth and shame the devil.
Love being black.
I love being black.
I love being
black.
All right. I love being black, people. Somebody said black is a color. I love being caramel. brown skin, whatever you want to call it. I love being melanated.
I love being
Good night,
black.
everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Do the best you can as a parent. Try to learn from your mistakes. And if you know any male or female that's experienced something that you've already been through, give them the information to help them out. That's only being fair. In love now, in love. Some people don't, you may be 100% right when you talking to a person. But if your delivery, if your approach is nasty, it will turn the person off. And a lot of times conversations go to the far left when the approach is not there. So thank y'all so much. Appreciate you. Live, uncut, unedited. Y'all know what